Is it better to be loved by someone you don't love or to love someone who doesn't love you back?
Like, I really want to go back in time and be like, Advika.
You know that the NEET results are out.
First advice is that, which I actually learned with college, especially MBBS. What's up, guys? I'm Advika,
And I'm Akshaj.
and we welcome you all to Two Sides of a Coin. Today we are here with a very spontaneous episode which we literally decided to film a couple hours before, and I don't know how we're pulling this off, but apparently we are.
Because, guys, I think the next week we'll be going on a trip or something.
Yeah.
So we thought we will film it beforehand and be consistent.
Yeah, we hope we can edit this on time. But anyways, guys, so today's episode is going to be super honest, super raw, and with just honest conversations and
Very down-to-earth
Yeah.
conversations.
But today basically we'll be sharing the 21 lessons that we learned in our 21 years of life.
Yes, so we'll be your elder siblings for the day
Yeah.
and advise you.
Like basically just sharing what we wish we knew when we were growing up, and we're still adulting. We are still learning a lot of things, but definitely we've passed the teenage years and
Almost through with college, guys.
yeah, almost through with college as well, which is so overwhelming. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. And the best part is not the best part, but the fun part is that we both don't know what we're going to be saying. And so, like, I don't know what he has written and he doesn't know what I have written. This could be really good, like, really
Or
good.
it could be a disaster.
Yeah, it could be that literally all the points are safe.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So let's see what Akshaj has written.
So I'll go first, and the most important advice that I would like to give you all is something that no one really taught me, but I think it is really important to be said, and it's that I think be a good person is the most important first advice that I would want to give. Being a good person basically starts from active listening to the people, what they are saying, empathizing with them, staying true to your values and your beliefs. Then it also includes taking responsibility for your actions as well as making sure that justice is given. And I think a very important part is forgiveness and letting go.
Yeah, I mean, wow. That's like the biggest advice of this, I guess. Becoming a good person. It is less talked. Like, everyone talks about it, but I loved how you explained what a good person kind of is. My first advice is that, which I actually learned with college, especially MBBS,
Okay.
is that there is no right time, especially to be happy or for you to achieve something. For example, I always thought कि ये एग्ज़ाम ख़त्म हो जाए उसके बाद हम ट्रिप पर जाएंगे, ये एग्ज़ाम ख़त्म हो जाए उसके बाद मैं सेल्फ केयर प्रॉपर एक सेल्फ केयर इवनिंग करूँगी, एग्ज़ाम ख़त्म हो जाए उसके बाद I'll finally be happy. But with MBBS it taught me कि there will always be an exam, there will
Exam never
always
ends.
be a hurdle, and you will always feel कि मैं इसके बाद ये करूँगी, इसके बाद ये करूँगी. But that time won't come until you make it. You know what I mean? If I say I want to do it today and I don't want to wait for that, there's going to be no difference. I can be happy today as well. I don't have to wait for my exams to get over. I don't have to wait for a day to come for me to be happy. And so you need to find the right time according to you and not according to your hurdles or your, goals that you've set in your life. I mean,
So I think I gave one, you gave one. So the third advice of the day would be you are responsible for your own happiness.
oh yeah.
So
Wow.
I think you yourself are responsible for your physical, mental, emotional, or social health, whatever you want to say. And you yourself are responsible for how happy you are. So
Yeah.
I think you should start taking ownership for your own actions and be true to yourself.
My next advice is that it's okay to feel different and to be lost. I'm not saying this like, you know what, I don't know about this when you're in your 30s, but right now I'm in my early 20s. I've just passed my teenage years, and I remember when I was 16 or 17, I knew what I wanted to do in my life. Like, I was like, you know what, I know what I want to do, and I used to judge people who did not know.
I actually do not know what I want to do right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Even I don't know what I'm doing now, And to be honest, it feels fine because when I'm here, I'm basically just exploring more things. I've not closed myself into a container which, for example, when I was 16, I was like, ye karna hai. I did not see the other opportunities. I did not see the other options that there are. But now with the open mind, when I don't know what I'm doing, I can see everything. I'm not like focusing on one thing, so it's okay. You're not the only one. And to be honest, your 20s are meant to be like this. From what I've heard, it's meant to find yourself and for self discovery. That
By the way, you know that the NEET results are out for this year.
yeah, oh my god. And that is like, even though we're in third year, people do talk about
Yes.
it. So by the way, do you know ki the top results are from Shri Chaitanya Infinity Learn?
What?
Yeah, this time all the top rankers are from Shri Chaitanya Infinity Learn. You know, NEET AIR 1, Varun Chakravarti,
Yeah.
even Chitvilas Reddy,
Mm-hmm.
who is the AIR 1 from JEE Advanced. He's also from Shri Chaitanya Infinity Learn. So yeah, a
Nice.
lot of rankers are from Infinity Learn this year. Shri Chaitanya Infinity Learn is a platform where you can get the best study resources, especially if you are a NEET aspirant or an IIT JEE aspirant, and that too, the study resources are for free.
By the way, our cricket team's captain
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma also agrees.
Let's hear what he has to say about this.
रोहित भैया सही में बदल गए उस रात
चंद्रू जी,
रोहित भैया आप
अपनी लाल वाली गाड़ी की पिछली सर्विसिंग कब करवाई थी?
वो तो देखना पड़ेगा
देखिए मत, एक रिपोर्ट बनाइए। इंश्योरेंस, सर्विस हिस्ट्री और किलोमीटर काउंट।
इतना डिटेल में रिपोर्ट कौन मंगवाता है
इन्फिनिटी लर्न पे स्टूडेंट्स को बिना मांगे मिल जाती है परफॉर्मेंस की डिटेल रिपोर्ट विद एवरेज टाइम पर क्वेश्चन, चैप्टर वाइज स्कोर, कौन सा टॉपिक स्ट्रॉन्ग है और कौन सा है कमजोर। 24/7 डाउट रेजोल्यूशन, वीडियो सॉल्यूशंस, मेंटोर सपोर्ट और भी बहुत कुछ। करो सक्सेस की प्रिपरेशन विद इन्फिनिटी लर्न।
सर रिपोर्ट
You guys know there's a contest where you can have a chance to win merch signed by Rohit Sharma.
Wow, dream. And for that, you just have to answer one simple question. Jiski link is in the description.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah. Go check that out, answer that question, and get a chance to win merch.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 advices are done.
Okay.
Then the next one would be embrace change and adapt. So I think one of the very important things is understanding that change is normal. There's nothing wrong in change, and change is the only constant.
I don't know where I heard this quote, but I remember hearing it and being like, whoa. Again, if someone told me this before, I would have loved it. Key change, guys, is a normal thing and we should embrace it. Yes, we should embrace being ourselves and we should, love the way we are, but we should not be afraid to change, especially getting out of our comfort zone, right?
Yeah, guys, if you are in a peer group and like you're the best in it, I think you're in the wrong peer group.
That
You're in
is
the
why
wrong group.
Akshaj is with me, guys, because he's like,
Okay,
he's like, Advika is the best of
guys,
us.
it's 2 a.m. right now, and I don't know why.
I mean,
what is
you
she doing?
said it yourself, so I'm just gonna take it as a compliment.
Okay.
Because we know who your friend
Can
is.
we move on to the next advice, please?
Okay, so my next advice is, like, I really want to go back in time and be like, Advika, there is a difference in between selfish and taking care of yourself. And I learned this the very hard way. The very way where people were being rude to me, and I thought they're being rude to me, but they weren't being rude. They were just taking care of themselves and prioritizing themselves. And I was just always a people pleaser. So if someone wanted something from me, I would never say no. But then if I asked for something and they said no, I would be like, how are they so selfish? But then
Okay.
yeah, with growing up, I just realized it's literally them standing up for themselves or saying what they really want to say instead of trying to please me.
My next advice is like linked to it. I was gonna say ki learn to set boundaries and say no.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
why you're saying it.
So you should always know your limitations and you should always prioritize yourself. And सबसे पहले I think you should remove the fear of disappointing others. Because like no one gives a shit if you even disappoint them. You should give a shit if you disappoint yourself.
Ooh, yeah. That is so deep and true. Oh my god.
There is an element of self-confidence also related to this.
Be patient. Okay, so my next advice, again, as I'm saying, all of these advices just literally came from the bottom of my heart, from those experiences which literally made me into the person that I am. You are your best friend, okay? Now, you are the one who is gonna be with you forever, like till you're alive. So be kind to yourself, be patient, and love yourself. Because loving yourself is the first step to a lot of things. Loving yourself is the first step to loving someone else. Loving yourself is the first step to finding happiness. Trust me, once you start doing that, you on your own will be starting to unlock so many potentials which you never saw that you have. So just start loving yourself, having a good bond with yourself. That really helps.
Okay, so I think 8 advices are done. So the ninth advice would be have a passion or engage in physical activity. Passion, hobby, or engaging in physical activity. Because I think having a passion or hobby really cultivates your creative side. It helps you meeting like-minded people as well, and it always keeps the spark alive inside you. For physical activity, I think it really boosts the endorphins as well as the confidence. Because I remember being a skinny kid and then joining the gym and then having big bulky biceps and then everyone was scared of me. So, so I think it's you should engage in physical activity. It's really good for your health as well. So I think we are on to the 10th advice now.
Akshaj, why are you counting?
We're halfway there.
Okay, so my advice is comparison is the thief of joy.
Comparison.
Yeah,
Okay.
is the thief of joy. And obviously, I've felt it. That's why I'm saying it. But comparing yourself to other people, especially people you don't know or on social media, if it's just people in general who are not close to you, it is very unfair for yourself and for everyone, because you don't know the hard parts of someone and you're judging someone on the basis of the good parts. So obviously तुम्हें तो better ही लगेगा, and that will just kill the joy out of it. I feel comparison also destroys creativity, and that's why we say कि we should not compare ourselves to anyone and just work on ourselves. Our only competition should be us and
Yeah, guys,
improving
I have
ourselves.
written this in my room, that is you versus you. Because in the end, it's always you versus you. Okay, so the next advice that I would give is goal setting and planning. So I think planning is a very important part of achieving or making anything. You should always invest time in planning things. So like if you have an exam or something, spend around 20% of that time planning. Because like I'll give you an example of what I do. कि अगर मेरा एक महीने दूर एग्जाम है, तो what I would do is in a piece of paper write all the dates. Then I would divide the syllabus and then I would not day wise, week wise, divide it what I have to finish in what week, and that really helps. And nowadays I've also started planning my tasks, and I usually write them on the night what I have to complete tomorrow, and that really helps in organizing myself. But I think planning is one part and setting goals is another. I think people do not really talk about setting goals. So I think there's an acronym known as SMART goals, and what SMART goal really means is S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, then R for relevant, and T is for time bound. So these are the criteria that you must have while setting a goal, and that really helps.
ये कहाँ पढ़ा आपने? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so my next advice is that your mind is your biggest weapon and you need to use your words wisely. So, whatever you're feeding into your brain, into your mind, is going to affect everything you do in your life. So, use your words wisely, whatever you're saying this to your brain. I've seen me saying something to my brain and then that changing my life. If you say things positively, like trust me, it will affect your whole life, because this
I
has
trust
been
you.
proven scientifically. Whatever you're thinking is not just affecting your brain, but it is affecting your whole body.
It's like you manifest your thoughts.
Yeah. So manifestation does work. अब obviously I'm not saying कि manifestation से ही सब हो जाता
Yeah,
है.
कि पढ़ो ना manifest करके मैं
हाँ.
नीट टॉप कर जाऊंगा, doesn't really work.
Yeah, but then if you're manifesting कि मैं टॉप करूँगा, मुझे पढ़ना है, मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ, then तुम पढ़ सकते हो. But if you keep saying मैं तो नहीं पढ़ सकता, मैं कैसे करूँगा, मुझ में तो वो है ही नहीं करने के लिए, then it's just gonna be hard, because your brain will actually start doing things जिससे तुम नहीं करोगे.
Okay, so moving on to our next advice. I think it is the 13th advice. And I think
Still counting.
it has already been covered, but it would be to prioritize yourself. You should be your first priority, and how you basically prioritize yourself is by setting boundaries and saying no.
Now, my next advice is that always see the bigger picture. Now, let me explain this point because it's a
Okay,
very
I like this advice.
obviously. Okay, so basically, the bigger picture को मैं explain करती हूँ, ठीक है?
Okay, explain कर दीजिए.
So we're always gonna have goals, right? Small goals, especially. For example, for me, I thought hitting 100,000 subscribers is gonna change my life. I'm gonna feel so different. I'll wake up and I'll feel so different. But that kind of happens, but like not really, because then you'll just want more. The next day, I was like, now 1 million, it's always you wanting more. It's always, for example, तुम्हें marks आएंगे, तुम्हें लगेगा बस 650 क्रॉस कर दूँ तो मैं खुश हो जाऊँगा. नहीं, then you'll want कि वो मैं बस 680 करूँ, ऐसे ऐसे like धीरे धीरे you would just keep wanting more. So at times like these, you should remind yourself of the bigger picture. For me, it is to do what I actually love doing, making my passion into my side hustle, and then obviously providing value to people, connecting with you all. That's the bigger picture of the whole YouTube thing. And whenever I remind myself of the bigger picture, I feel happy. Obviously, I again celebrate my small victories, and it just feels that I'm in the right path.
I think the ultimate goal should always be to remain happy. Okay, so my next advice, I think some people may laugh on it, but it is respect your parents.
Oh, quite same. Oh my god, I have a
Why?
similar one.
Okay. So, what I want to say is that the decisions of your parents may sometimes be wrong, but their intention is never wrong. They would never want something bad to happen to you or take a bad decision for you. You yourself, but should learn how to balance independence and the guidance of your parents,
Yeah.
because they actually have a lot of experience. But I mean, it is your life.
Like with adulting, I haven't written this, but I've experienced that everything that my mom said, which I felt was wrong, literally everything at this point of my time, I've started feeling it's right. And this is when I realized, ki, bro, I'm adulting, like this is me maturing, because
मैं तो अपनी mom बन रहा हूँ.
not just being that person, just realizing कि मैं पहले बोलती थी कि ये गलत है, आप गलत सोचते हो, ऐसा नहीं होता, ऐसा नहीं होता, but then realizing कि ऐसा ही है, like she was right. Your parents would never want what is wrong for you, but you would think that, especially in those years, your teenage years. But I'll also like to add कि it's okay to have a different kind of mindset or values than your parents, but just know कि those differences have to be respected. They have given you birth, so you can't really be like disrespectful
Not
for
only
them.
birth, they have given you your values, your education, your whole
Yeah.
personality is like based on how you were treated at home.
Yeah, they've given you life more than birth, but yeah.
So always respect them. Kids, you're watching, right? Always respect your parents.
The next advice that I'm going to give is that there is a price for everything, okay? Sometime or the other, you will have to sacrifice something. And that is the way the world works. It's one of the laws in science ki you'll give something, you'll get something. Kind of like energy.
Cannot be created. It can only be transferred from one.
It can only be transferred. It cannot be created or destroyed. Right. So again, for that, you'll have to give something if you want something. And there's this big quote कि अगर भगवान तुमसे कुछ ले रहा है, इसका मतलब है वो तुम्हारा हाथ खाली कर रहा है ताकि वो तुम्हें कुछ और दे सके. And
वाह, अति उत्तम, अति उत्तम.
yeah, that is true, guys. जब कुछ जाता है, instead of being sad about it, think something else might be coming for me. So yeah, there's a price for everything. For every goal that you set, you might have seen कि तुम्हें कुछ ना कुछ तो sacrifice करना ही पड़ा होगा, even if you want it or not.
I think moving on to our 17th advice, and it would be key. I think I really personally like this advice, and that is value your solitude. I think I've said this in all your videos where I advise anything that learn how to live alone.
Yeah.
So solitude is basically the feeling of living alone but being content and satisfied with that feeling,
Hmm.
because it is very important for being mindful as well as reviewing your day, what happened, what was right, was what was wrong, how you could improve yourself, or how you are self-sufficient and not dependent on anyone else. All these things are the important aspects of solitude.
It will also help you in loving yourself, gaining
Explore
self
yourself.
confidence. Yeah. Being alone and being lonely are two different things. Being lonely is, you can be lonely even if you are in a group. You can even be lonely if you're alone. But being alone is not, it does not equal to being lonely. You can be happy even when you're alone. Okay. My next advice is something one of my favorite YouTubers told me. I've said this a lot of times, it's even engraved on my iPad. Make sure that the problems in your life are worth what you're facing them for. This one thing will just change your outlook on the whole word problem, the whole thing of complaining for something, because you just need to ask yourself one question: is this worth it? And if it is, you just need to stop complaining, because it's gonna be worth it. Then why are you complaining, right? For example, I love editing, but I used to hate कितना टाइम उसको देना पड़ता है, कभी कुछ क्रैश हो जाता है, कभी कुछ ये हो जाता है, कभी कुछ वो हो जाता है. And then when I thought about the end result, is this what is making me happy? And I'm like, yes, this is what's making me the happiest. Then why am I complaining about it? It's okay. I am very grateful to have such a problem in my life.
Yeah, like when I sit to compose music, I like start at 8 and then I get up at 8,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it feels really good.
Time just passes
Yeah, I mean,
by.
the next day you feel like you're drunk, but it really feels good.
Yeah, same goes for studying. We might cry कि कितना पढ़ाई है, कितना ये है, कितना वो है. But literally when I just imagine myself becoming a doctor, helping others, and making someone happy, saving their lives, it just brings me so much joy, and I'm like so excited for that. And so I just feel that this is worth it. Whatever I'm studying right now, the sleepless nights, the exam seasons and all, it's gonna be worth it.
Okay, so moving on to the 19th advice. The one advice that I would like to give is regarding communication. I think
Interesting.
communication in all forms, be it non-verbal communication that includes your body language or your facial expressions, as well as assertive communication, that is taking your stand, or mindful communication, emotional connect with the people that you love. I think the most important part is resolving conflicts that you may have with your significant other or your family or your friends. You will definitely have some fights, but resolving them and talking about it is the most important part.
Okay, so my next advice, guys, again, learned it the hard way, but saying this for you because I really want you to know this. You will receive hate if you're doing good. It is bound to happen.
Yes,
You
that's
will
true. That's
not always have cheerleaders, especially when you're doing good.
true. Guys, people get jealous all the time.
Yeah, and like there will always be hate. It's not just because of jealousy or something, but there's also because of difference in thoughts or
And you know, guys, as soon as you get hate, you should celebrate.
yeah, so you'll always get hate if you're doing good. That is bound to happen. Don't dishearten yourself. Just learn to be your biggest cheerleader. So the last advice, guys, is linked to what Akshaj just said. Ki always respect your family and be connected to your family and to God. I've always felt a connection with God, and I always felt very lucky, I remember, and it just made me feel so special just being connected to God. Obviously सबके beliefs अलग होते हैं, and I'm not saying you should believe in God or forcing this thought on you, but you should definitely believe in a power that is above all the human powers or science and all, and obviously staying connected with your family because they are the creators of your life. And obviously teenage में सब लड़ते हैं अपने parents से, but once you adult and once you're mature, you will realize कि they are your best friends. And definitely कभी differences होते हैं. I'm not saying best friends मतलब कि बिल्कुल ही bro what's up, हाँ मेरी life में ये चल रहा है मैं सब share कर दूंगा, नहीं, but they are the only ones who would always love you no matter what you do, the only ones who will always cheer for you no matter what you do.
Yeah, I guess now we can move on to rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
So, rapid fire is a segment where we ask each other unscripted questions that we haven't shown each other before, and the other person tries to answer them as fast as possible and as true as possible. Yeah. So, the first question is, oh, and I would also like you guys to play along with us this time and tell us in the comments if you relate with her more or me more. So, is it better to be loved by someone you don't love or to love someone who doesn't love you back?
ऐसा क्वेश्चन क्यों दे दिया? To be loved by someone you don't love.
Selfish answer. So the next one is, do you think it's better to have unlimited freedom but no security, or to have complete security but limited freedom?
Complete freedom without security, definitely. That's what we're doing right now in our lives. I know someone who has extreme security but has very less freedom. So I don't want to be like that.
Okay. Oh, this is a very interesting question. If you had to give up one of your five senses, sight, hearing, taste, touch, or smell, which would you choose and why?
Touch.
What? Why?
Because I don't want to miss out on seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling. No, smelling.
I think I would definitely give up smell.
Yeah, same. I think I would give up smelling.
ठीक है. The next question is, would you rather have the power to control other people's emotions or have complete control over your own emotions?
I have complete control over my emotions.
The next question is, do you think it's more important to be completely honest and risk hurting others, or to tell white lies to maintain harmony and protect their feelings?
White lies. Obviously white lies to protect harmony, and white lies never hurt anyone, so yeah.
But it's definitely not the complete honest answer.
Yeah, I mean I don't think complete honesty should be there. Thodi you should, I mean एक थोड़ा सा तो filter होना चाहिए, guys. We're all human beings.
मेरे
So,
साथ
yeah.
मत filter रखना please. So the next question is, if you could create your own dream job, what would it be and why?
Wow, I love this question. It would be to lay in bed, have good food, and watch Netflix.
It's such a complicated job. It has 3 aspects involved.
हाँ मतलब आराम से खाओ, सो Netflix देखो, show like just review the show, star डालो, सो जाओ, देखो, खाओ, reviews, and getting good payment for that.
So next question is, do you believe that humans have free will to shape their own destiny, or are we bound by the predetermined course of the universe?
Okay, this one is a good one, and I will definitely say कि we shape our own destiny. I've thought about this a lot actually, and again, our mind is our biggest weapon, right? So whatever we put is in our hands, and so again, our destiny is in our hands. I've always believed that, and I don't know how much hate or what I'll get for this. I don't know if people would agree with me or not, but I truly believe कि only a winner will say कि I shaped my own destiny, but someone who's losing will be like ये तो मेरी destiny में था. So yeah, destiny is, I believe, you make your own destiny.
Okay, that was all from my side.
Okay, and now it is my turn.
Come on, I'm ready. Bring it on.
Would you rather have the ability to change one event from your past but risk altering your present, or accept the present as it is and focus on shaping your future?
Obviously accept as it is and shape my future, because I have a no regrets policy.
Is it better to pursue a career that guarantees financial stability and security but lacks passion, or follow your passion and take the risk of uncertainty and financial instability?
Definitely passion and financial instability.
Yeah,
'Cause
I would agree.
Like I said, the ulterior goal is being happy, and
Yeah.
you can never be happy if you're not satisfied with your job.
True, I agree. If you had the ability to instantly acquire a new skill or talent, what would you choose and why?
Definitely dance.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I cannot.
I agree for
dance
you.
like shit.
No, you don't dance that bad. I feel you just say it. It's not that bad. It's not as
It's
bad.
pretty
as you say
bad,
it
guys.
is.
Please
It's not.
don't ever see me dancing in public.
Okay, 1,000 likes and Akshaj will dance in front of the camera. Would you rather have the ability to speak and understand all animal languages? I know your answer already. Or have the power to speak and understand all human languages?
Obviously, 110% understand Animals.
Animals, I know.
I was right. Just leave animals. If I can just understand dogs, that would be more than enough.
Yeah, Akshaj is the biggest dog lover I've ever seen,
Because
guys.
dogs are so pure. They're so fucking pure. You have no idea.
Oh god, okay. Okay. Do you think it's more important to show respect to your parents through obedience and adherence to their wishes, or by forging your own path while still appreciating their guidance?
I think definitely forging my own path is important. Forging your own path while appreciating what they're saying or something like that. I think I would choose that one.
Okay. If you could travel back in time and give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Do whatever makes you happy. Don't do things that would make other people happy or your parents happy or your friends happy or your brother happy. Just do what will make you happy. I think that is what I just want to say.
My last question is
How many questions are you going to
this
ask?
one is the last one. This is the seventh one. What is one thing people told you during your childhood that you realize is actually not true?
That there are only 3 jobs in this world: becoming a doctor, becoming an engineer,
Ooh,
or don't do anything.
interesting. Yeah, that is
That is
also
such a conservative opinion, guys. 2 people are sitting here, and one
जिसमें
of
से दोनों ही डॉक्टर बनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
you are passing the wrong message. I mean, guys, there are n number of things that you can do, and there are so many options that you can have.
This is
Some
again what I was saying कि I
Yeah.
always thought मुझे तो डॉक्टर ही बनना है तो मैं क्यों ही बाकी options देखूं. But now when I think, I'm like यार इतने सारे options. It literally blows my mind. Like one of my friend मुझे recently पता चला she's studying animations and all, and I'm like, I know that is a job, but I was like, oh, okay, people do that as well. Like, I know that is, but still.
it's okay to choose or to be different. It's completely
And
fine.
with that, we come to the end of this episode. Okay, guys, and that was it for this episode.
I hope you liked this one.
We hope you like this
It was
one.
a really impromptu episode.
Yeah, and it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. It was so
by the way,
realistic.
you know, we are gonna have a really renowned guest on our next episode.
It's gonna be so exciting. Like I'm already so hyped up and excited for this. And I know some of you already know if you're following us on our Instagram, which
Yeah.
is
2 sides of a coin _podcast.
yes, if you're following us there, you probably already know who that person is. But if you don't, you are gonna be so
We're so excited.
Yeah, we're so excited.
And guys, you can listen to this episode on all the major platforms, be it Google Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast, yeah.
etc. etc.
And on YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in our next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.